Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at United Health, and I'm only going quickly through the large time frame because it's the same as in the previous videos. I want to provide a new perspective for the shorter time frame, however. So starting with the longer time frame, we have in green a wave 1 up, a wave 2 down, and then another 1, 2, and then a third wave within the third wave, and then a fourth wave that finished, possibly, not necessarily, could still be ongoing. And for the green scenario, we have this support zone for the wave 4 between $260 down to around $96. And then we also have the yellow scenario, in which we have a wave 1 up, a wave 2 down, and then we are forming another 1, 2. Again, this yellow scenario becomes the active bullish case that we are tracking if the green scenario gets invalidated. So going in the slightly shorter time frame, we have a wave 4 in green that possibly finished here. Not necessarily, it could still be ongoing. And in this wave 4 we have two scenarios for the case that it is not yet finished, and this is the orange scenario where we finished an A, B, C in wave A, and we are now forming a wave B to the upside with a wave C to the downside to come, which also should take us to a lower low, at least, than this A wave. Not necessarily, but ideally. And then we also have the white count, where we have a wave 1 down, a wave 2 up, a wave 3 to the downside, a wave 4 that is ideally still forming. It's possible that it ended here within this A wave, but I prefer that it didn't yet and that it is still ongoing. And then we would have a wave 5 to the downside. If we break above this white resistance zone, however, above $431, I would have to say that this white count is invalidated and that we are more likely either in a breakout to the upside or in this B wave in orange. Now going in the shorter time frame here, we have some issues that arise with this break above the wave 2 that is here, and that is because it would be invalidated, and the only way we can count this C wave to not that one, that's invalidated, this C wave to the downside here in the larger B wave here, is that we had a wave 1 that ended here instead, and then we have a wave 2 up with this resistance zone to hold it, ideally. Now there's, due to all this ongoing side action and contracting nature of this move, as you can see, we are forming lower highs and higher lows at the same time. I need to bring out on this chart the idea that we are possibly in a B wave triangle, either like this, in a B wave here, or within a B wave of this B wave. And how would that triangle look? Well, this is an Elliott wave triangle, which is formed of 5 waves, and each of these 5 waves is also formed of 3 waves. When this triangle finishes, it usually breaks, or well, not usually, it breaks to the opposite side of the end of the E wave. So if this E wave ends here, and we have a 5-wave triangle A, B, C, D, E, we should see the break to the upside. The issue here, however, is that it's also possible that it's not this B-wave triangle, but instead it's actually, let me draw it here, A, B, C, and I will actually leave it in red. And let me make it to scale. And within this B wave in red, we would have the other Elliott wave triangle, where the triangle instead starts here at the bottom where the B wave starts and the A wave ends. So in A, B, C, D, E, and this would be in red. And as you can see, in this case, the E wave ends on the opposite side, and we would then break to the downside in wave C. Well, that leaves us with little certainty, and that's the unfortunate part of triangles. We don't know if we are going down or up at the end of the triangle. We can only track the levels that it should follow, and the fortunate thing is that we may still get into this support zone, but not necessarily. The other fortunate thing is that if this breaks out to the upside in a B wave triangle here, we can more certainly say that this is a three-wave move, or this will end in a three-wave move, and then a correction should follow. But for now, we have to track the levels. The resistance zone for a wave of the triangle, so for example for this D wave, would be the same around 61.8% retracement. So this is the ideal level at 310 that a triangle wave should turn. But in this case it does not seem to have held out, and we already have the white resistance zone on the chart, so I will leave that for now. We do also have the trend lines, and yeah, I'm sorry that this movement turned out to be such sideways that we need to bring out such confusing ideas to the chart, but it's how it played out, and I cannot control it, and pretty much nobody can. But this trade setup here for the white support zone between $294 and $264 is still active. It's still possible that we get here. The white count in this C wave to the downside is not invalidated, where we go in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's still valid, and then there's also the red count, which can also take us lower. Just keep in mind, yeah, we should respect the trend lines, and even if we break above or below the trend lines, it's not necessary that the breakout started directly. They do sometimes break and don't follow that as a hard guide, okay? So anyway, this is the trade setup, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe, because I will keep you updated on this chart and others. And let me know what else you want me to cover in the comments, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day. Bye bye.